Habanos Cuban cigars are globally synonymous with luxury, sophistication, and an opulent lifestyle. Celebrated for their exceptional quality and rich heritage, these cigars are hand-rolled in Cuba using some of the finest tobacco in the world. Often associated with power, wealth, and exclusivity, Habanos cigars have become iconic in various spheres of high society. They are frequently seen in the hands of world leaders, celebrities, and influential figures, making them a hallmark of success and prestige. Today, Captain Discovery will take you on a journey to learn about how Habanos Cuban cigars are made. Starting with tobacco in fields of Cuba, we follow the process step by step, from growing the leaves to the final hand-rolling by skilled workers. Each part of this process shows the care and tradition that goes into making these famous cigars. So let's head to Cuba right now. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Captain Discovery to find out more fascinating processes from around the world. The history of Habanos cigars is closely linked with the rich tobacco culture of Cuba, a nation renowned for producing the world's finest cigars. The term Habanos refers to premium cigars made from Cuban tobacco, exclusively grown in the country's distinct regions, especially the Vuelta Abajo. This region is celebrated for its ideal climate and soil, producing tobacco with unique flavor profiles. Habanos S.A., the Cuban state-owned company responsible for making Cuban cigars worldwide, was established in 1994. The company controls the distribution and quality of the most iconic Cuban cigar brands, including Cohiba, Montecristo, Partagas, Romeo y Julieta, and H. Upmann, among others. These brands have a long history, with many dating back to the 19th century, and have been smoked by historical figures such as Winston Churchill and Ernest Hemingway.
Passchendaele, Somme.
The rise of Habanos cigars began in the 18th and 19th centuries, when Cuban cigars became sought-after luxury items in Europe and beyond. Even after the Cuban Revolution in 1959 and the U.S. embargo that followed, which banned the import of Cuban cigars into the United States, the mystique and demand for Habanos remained strong. Cuban cigars are still regarded as the epitome of quality, representing a tradition of craftsmanship that has been passed down through generations of Cuban cigar rollers.
You aren't expecting a baby?
No, of course not.
Well, then what are you here for, sir?
I just come here to get my cigars. What's the matter?
Today, Habanos S.A. continues to uphold the legacy of Cuban cigars, ensuring that each cigar labeled as Habano meets strict quality standards, from the cultivation of tobacco to the final product. The rich history of Habanos cigars reflects both the enduring appeal of Cuban tobacco and the skill of the artisans who craft these world-renowned cigars.
Tambor te llama y está ahí ahora sí, señores. Y ay, qué rico está sonando mi rumba. Y ay, qué rico estaba con sentimiento y manana.
Before we start, here's the Discovery Challenge about Habanos Cuban cigars. Which U.S. president was known for securing a large supply of Cuban cigars before signing the embargo against Cuba? The answer will be revealed at the end of the video. Share your answer in the comments below now. Today, Captain Discovery embarks on an exciting journey to the renowned Vuelta Abajo region, celebrated for producing the finest Habanos Cuban cigars. The cultivation of tobacco for Cuban cigars begins with the careful selection of high-quality seeds. These seeds are sown in prepared seedbeds under protective canopies to shield the young plants from excessive sunlight. As the plants grow, they are carefully monitored to ensure healthy development, because the tobacco plants need a combination of sunlight and shade to develop leaves with varying strength and flavor. Come to the harvesting section. The lower leaves are picked first since they ripen the quickest and are the mildest in flavor. Afterward, the middle leaves, which add more flavor, are carefully harvested. Lastly, the uppermost leaves known for their strength and higher nicotine content are collected. Each leaf is handpicked at just the right time to ensure it has reached optimal maturity, as the quality of the tobacco depends heavily on precise timing. After being harvested, the tobacco leaves are taken to curing barns, where they are hung on wooden poles to dry. This curing process takes around 25 to 50 days, depending on environmental factors like temperature and humidity. The goal of curing is to slowly reduce the moisture content in the leaves, allowing them to develop the right texture, color, and pliability for rolling. The leaves are carefully monitored during this period, as too much moisture can cause mold, while drying too quickly can lead to brittle leaves that are difficult to work with. Once the leaves have been fully cured and their moisture content has reached the desired level, they are taken down from the poles and stacked into bundles. It's break time! Did you know that Cuban cigars have been immortalized in popular culture, especially in films and series about mafia and organized crime? Iconic scenes from movies like Goodfellas and TV series like The Sopranos often feature Cuban cigars, symbolizing authority, tradition, and a rebellious charm, all while highlighting their association with power, confidence, and the allure of the forbidden. So what is your favorite cigar brand? Share now in the comments below. The rolling process of Cuban cigars begins with a master blender selecting specific types of tobacco leaves for the filler. These leaves are carefully chosen for their flavor, strength, and aroma to create a well-balanced blend. The filler is then arranged by hand in what is known as a bunch, ensuring the leaves are layered properly for an even burn and smooth draw. Once the filler is ready, it is wrapped in a binder leaf, which holds the filler together and gives the cigar its initial shape. The cigars are placed in molds and pressed briefly to ensure uniformity in size and form.
So here how you make the flag formation with the pizza cutter, and you can see it's one clean swipe. It's not several swipes.
After molding, a high-quality wrapper leaf is applied to the cigar. This outermost layer, chosen for its smoothness and appearance, also contributes to the cigar's flavor. A small cap is then added to the top of the cigar to prevent it from unraveling. and the cigar is cut to the desired length. After the cigars are rolled, they are placed in cedar-lined aging rooms to rest for several weeks or even months. The cedar helps the cigars develop a more complex flavor, as it allows the tobaccos to blend and mellow over time. It also adds a subtle aroma to the cigars, enhancing their overall profile. Once the aging is complete, the cigars are then carefully branded with labels and packed into cedar boxes to preserve their freshness. The cedar boxes are sealed and labeled before being prepared for shipment to retailers or export destinations, ensuring the cigars maintain their quality and flavor throughout transportation.
It's that the secret of a good cigar is not only in its ingredients.
And now's the answer for the quiz. The answer is John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the U.S. president known for securing a large supply of Cuban cigars just before signing the trade embargo against Cuba in 1962. The night before the embargo took effect, Kennedy instructed his press secretary, Pierre Salinger, to acquire as many Cuban cigars as possible. Salinger managed to obtain around 1,200 Petite Upmann cigars, which Kennedy personally approved before authorizing the embargo. Everyone knows Cuba is famous for its finest cigars, but not many people know clearly about this country. Here are some interesting facts about Cuba. Cuba is the largest island in the Caribbean, with a total area of about 110,860 square kilometers. It is located at the confluence of the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic Ocean. Havana is the capital and largest city of Cuba, known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and well-preserved colonial architecture. Havana's Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Cuba has stunning beaches, such as Veradero, Cayo Coco, and Cayo Largo, attracting millions of tourists each year. Tourism is a major industry in Cuba, especially after the country opened up more to international visitors in the late 20th century. These facts highlight Cuba's rich cultural heritage, historical significance, and its distinct place in the world. Thank you for joining us in exploring the making of Habanos Cuban cigars. If you enjoyed exploring anything in the world with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Captain Discovery. See you again.